FM News Talk 97.1.
On-demand audio.
I'm Ted Nugent. I'm the most dangerous guitar player in the world. I bleed red, white, and blue liberty. And nothing says liberty more than the right to bear arms. Guns built this country. And good men with guns made it the American dream. This is a look into the world of guns and America's obsession with guns. Through the eyes of the biggest gun nut of all. It's me.
I am so excited for this show, which premieres tonight. And joining me on the phone right now, Uncle Ted, the Motor City Madman himself, Ted Nugent. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Greetings, Dana. Happy hunting season 2012 to y'all.
I'm telling you, my boys are excited. The whole house of Lash is, they're itching to go. They're ready.
Very special time of year.
It is, very much so. Your show airs tonight. I'm very excited about this. Ted Nugent's Gun Country. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. And I love the op-ed that you have in the Washington Times that you had in yesterday, where you said, that when the Discovery Channel asked if we'd like to produce a television show called Ted Nugent's Gun Country, I said, it's already in progress. Just bring the cameras and push the record button. This is how you live your life. This
really
is you.
My American dream is measured in ballistics. I mean, I was raised ultra-disciplinarian by my wonderful father, Warren Henry Nugent, who was a hero warrior of the United States Army Cavalry in World War II in Korea. And you didn't mess around under my dad's authority.
Oh, no.
And we were raised to aim small, miss small, to conduct ourselves responsibly and intelligently and effectively. And nothing says that more than firearms discipline. So when we kids were taught how to shoot, we had to handle those guns safely and legally and properly and with all due authority. And that's how I raised my kids and my grandkids. So what you'll see, Dana, is on the Discovery Channel of all places. It's called Ted Nugent's Gun Country, and it celebrates and again proves that 99.999% of American family gun owners, they cause no problems. They are not negligent. We don't have accidents. We don't rob banks. Everything we do with guns is legal, safe, and proper. It's great.
Exactly. And there's this narrative consistently coming from the media. We were talking just the other day about Chicago. They're getting ready to levy a violence tax on all firearms and ammunition in Cook County up there in Chicago. And that's how the left, that's how a lot the media sees the Second Amendment and firearm ownership. They're calling it a violence tax, and that tells you everything you need to know about these folks and how they view guns.
Well, all you have to do is examine Barack Obama's voting record. This guy doesn't believe in self-defense. He doesn't believe in the Second Amendment. He doesn't believe in the Constitution of the Bill of Rights overall. But when you appoint an attorney general like Barack Obama did, who literally is on film declaring that his job is to brainwash people, that's Eric Holder's word. He wants to brainwash people about guns. And so the Chicago punks, the Al Capones and the Mayor Daley's and the Rahm Emanuels and the Barack Obamas of the world, they really believe that guns should only be possessed by their hired security detail, Mayor Bloomberg, not by we the people, which is both preposterous and it's repugnant. It's against everything that freedom and individual freedom stand for. So we're going to debunk them and prove them once and for all that they're the bad guys. If you believe in gun-free zones like the President and the Eric Holder do, if you really believe in gun-free zones when the evidence proves that it is gun-free zones where the most human lives are lost, more innocent victims are the victims of evil in gun-free zones than anywhere else. What kind of numbnut would want more gun-free zones?
Exactly. And Chicago, what they have, there are shootings every single weekend. I think it's over 300.
And that's a gun-free zone.
Yeah, you can't have guns there.
Except for Rahm Emanuel's hired security detail with Chicago citizens' tax dollars.
Right.
The citizens of Chicago are forced to be unarmed and helpless. Think of that. That's why we left England, because the king demanded, Mayor Bloomberg, that the citizens, Rahm Emanuel, are unarmed and helpless while the citizens' taxes go to pay for the king's security detail. You've got to be kidding kidding me?
Exactly. One of the things that I love about your shows and how you approach this is you have the family involved. You show that this is a part of the lifestyle. Your wife is out there as well. She can handle it just as well as the boys. And this is something, I was talking to NRA News about this just a few days ago. And I was telling them I don't even like really so much going in Illinois because of the gun bans that they have over there. I mean, a firearm is a feminist equalizer. And I love that you've kind of delved into this a little bit, and you can see that. You've talked a little bit about that before.
Well, Mrs. Nugent is fun to watch doing anything, and I do. She's the Zumba goddess. She is teaching armies of American women and men to be the best that you can be, to be physically fit and have an intelligent, responsible diet. But if you see Mrs. Nugent shoot her pink zebra AR and knock down 100-yard bowling pins, then you've seen the ultimate ballistic ballet. No, Shemaine, number one, she cherishes her gift of life, and so she is dedicated to defend that gift of life. Because the very essence of the Second Amendment to any intellectual and honest person is that God has given us the precious gift of life, and we not only have the right to defend it, we have a moral, intelligent, and I believe spiritual obligation to defend our lives. So firearms training in all its form, Dana, you know this, and I'm speaking to the choir, but the choir needs to speak more to our fellow Americans and demand our elected officials respect the Second Amendment, because all firearms use is fun. It's legal, it's safe, and if someone does something illegal and unsafe, put them in a cage. Don't let them be part of our society anymore. But 99, and this isn't my statistic, Dana. This is the FBI Uniform Crime Report and all the different studies on violent crime in the world, where you have more citizens with more guns on their person. You have a great reduction in violent crime. In fact, we talked about this before. In those jurisdictions in America today, with more concealed weapons permits, that means people, women and men, with guns on their person, loaded, ready to rock. You don't only have a great reduction in violent crime. Crimes like rape and assault and home invasion, in many instances, they go away. Now, the choice is clear. Statistically, where more people have guns, crime goes down. And where you have gun-free zones, there are more innocent victims slaughtered. Choose one. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, exactly. And and you don't hear about those stories. It seems like the only time that I can hear about stories where firearms have been used to successfully protect, homeowners or, women from crimes or so on and so forth, is if, when I read my NRA magazine. That's like the only time that I really hear about them. You don't hear that on the nightly news. You just hear, you hear some youths or gangbangers or somebody up in Chicago or so on and so forth.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. That's the only time. And then even more interestingly, and I know you've talked about this as well, you don't even hear about it when our government's involved with it. Like for instance, the Fast and Furious scandal, the gun walker program that was devised under this administration. They were walking firearms to these drug cartels across the borders. And then you have Bloomberg up there using this as an example for why we need greater gun control. I'm sure that made your blood boil.
Well, there's a lot of things that make my blood boil. Again, I think the manifestation of a culture gone berserk is when the top cop, the number one law enforcement authority in the United States of America, Attorney General Eric Holder, is guilty as sin of running illegal guns to Mexican drug gangs, which caused the death of one of our own law enforcement heroes. You can't get any more egregious than that. That is more criminal than the criminality you are facilitating with this evil deed. So you've got the Mayor Bloomberg, once again, who has a full-time 24/7, 365 armed security detail, toting machine guns at our expense, but he forbids the citizens of New York City to defend themselves. I don't know how to explain that in any way, shape, or form. It violates common sense. It violates good over evil. It literally says to the evil people, yeah, it's a target-rich environment. You can do what you want with these people because I have forced them to be unarmed and helpless. So we, the people, have got to get more aggressive. We've got to make sure that Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan take over the White House because they respect the Constitution and the Second Amendment. But the Discovery Channel should also be contacted because they had the balls to do a Ted Nugent show celebrating the self-evident truth that is all things Second Amendment. Fun gun activities, aim small, miss small discipline, hunting, plinking, training, competition. We have heroes from the Navy SEALs and the Special Ops and the Army Rangers and SWAT come to our ranch and teach these kids how to aim small, miss small. We have terminally ill children that come to Spirit Wild Ranch, Dana, who have been gone through these horrible, heartbreaking moments of chemotherapy and radiation. Let me tell you, when they're shooting a .22 rifle at a bowling pin, they don't feel pain anymore. They get a smile on their face. Their parents cry because the joy of aim small, miss small firearms fun literally cleanses the soul. It will do that for everybody, and we prove it tonight on Discovery Channel.
Well, I am so excited about this show.
Excited.
I can't wait to watch it. And this Discovery Channel, and everybody do what Uncle Ted says. Send Discovery Channel an email saying, you know what, thank you so much for putting this show on, and it airs tonight, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. Ted Nugent, thank you for everything that you do for showing Americans and for showing politicians, everybody, that firearms are fun. Thank you.
Bottom line, Dana, God bless you. God bless the United States military and their families, because freedom ain't free. So we owe everything to the heroes of the U.S. military.
Amen. Hope to talk to you again soon. Take care.
Godspeed, Dana.
Thanks. All right, folks, we have your calls coming up, 866-455-9797. I'm totally stoked about this show. I already have it set up to record on my DVR. Don't miss it. And he's so funny when he does it, too.